So, Brian, what did you think about this Gideon single?
It's not great, and what makes it not great is I've I've heard the song before. Like, Gideon is in this musical rut where they're just like I mean, they did Out of Control, which was their, like, new metal Limp Bizkit, like, "We're not Christians anymore, fuck everybody," right?
Right.
And then they did More Power, More Pain, and everybody, like, pumped the tires and was like, "Yo, this is like go to gym, eat your steak, like,
Yeah.
beat people up," and they were like, "Well, we could just do that again."
I don't know. It's hard for me because, like, I liked both of those Gideon records,
Yeah.
like the post Christian Gideon records. Like, there's people on my DFT videos, like, you stop recommending Gideon, please, okay? Because they're not. It's like I know, but I just have a soft spot for Gideon. I like mentioning them, even if it's appropriate or not.
Yeah.
Dude, I was going through some really tough stuff whenever More Power, More Pain came out, and like. So I love that. I mean, I love that
Yeah.
record. I love the tough guy sort of aspect of it. It made me feel like powerful in a way. Like it just made me feel good. Like I had a good handle on things. And yeah, I really really liked that record. But when I watched the new single today, I was a little bit like, hmm. So it's like they took the mindset behind More Power, More Pain, and they're like, let's reduce the IQ by about 50%, right?
I also don't know if I've heard a bunch of these singles where people are just like, that chorus line, "You picked the wrong time, the wrong place, the wrong one to fuck with." Like, I've heard so much of that, like, beat your head in, like,
Yeah,
curb stomp, like, "You can't mess with me," tough guy nonsense recently that I'm just
Kublai
like,
Khan, yeah.
every time I hear it, I'm like, "All right, I'm out on this." Like, let's raise the bar, guys. Like,
I don't know, cause like older Gideon, not older Gideon, but like when I say older, I mean like More Power, More Pain, and like Out of Control. Those records were very tough in the same way that like I would get vibes. Like I grew up listening to a lot of like tough guy Christian hardcore,
yeah,
right? And so I don't know, the vibe's not totally like in my mind not all that different than like a Seventh Star, you know, or something like that. I mean, obviously the lyrics are way different,
yeah,
and it's not even the profanity that got me with this song. It was more of just the whole like referring to oneself as the big dog. like it went from like this is kind of a tough guy. He's a little rough around the edges
yeah,
on More Power, More Pain. But then it's like this song sounds more like somebody's making fun of that record.
yeah,
He's literally barking like a dog. And they're on Sumerian, right? They're not an independent band or anything. So like a whole team of people listen to this song and we're like, this is clearly the single. And it's entirely possible that like I'm the one that's out of touch, right? But I'm gonna tell myself because I like Gideon and I really hope that I like the rest of this record,
I
right?
mean, this is my thing is like I try not to judge a band by the first song they put out because it could be awesome, it could be terrible, and in context, it might be great. And I'll put the record on and it's fine. But yeah, the song on its own is not doing it for me.
Yeah, this song would not be enough to get me to like if this was the very first thing I ever heard from Gideon, I mean it would be a hard pass.
Yeah,
Almost immediately. But I am sort of banking on the strength of their previous material.
yeah,
And so I feel like it's easy for me to, because on the thumbnail of this video and everything, it's gonna be like, oh, is Gideon cringe or whatever. I don't know if they're cringe yet, but they are certainly leaning in that direction. But I have kind of like in my head canon, I still feel like this is all a bit.
I,
Like I'm not sure if it's like 100% sincere because I
yeah,
feel like if it is 100% sincere, then it's a little bit like, oh man, these guys kind of need to grow up a little bit,
yeah,
because your Christian hardcore lyrics sounded, better, than what we've got going on here. So I think in that regard, it's like if it's sincere, it's cringe, but if it's a bit and they're like sort of making fun of or in their own way being almost satirical,
yeah,
then it's the greatest thing ever. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like 10 out of
absolutely.
10 out of 10, like completely nailed it. And I read a comment actually on the video for the single, and you really do need to watch this video to get the full experience. Like
Yeah,
right down to them putting footage of a dog barking while he's dog barking was just like chef's kiss. But yeah, so like I'm gonna say like I'm gonna tell myself for now until I have the record in my hand that it's parody
it's
and that they're
Bill.
doing a bit and that it's satirical. And if it's not, then Gideon's gonna, come and beat me up. Is the impression that I'm sort of getting, that like I am talking trash. And they did do a single not that long ago. I think it was called Until the Wheels Fall Off. And I
Yeah.
liked that one quite a bit more, even though it sounded like it was mixed by me, like by an amateur. Like it did not sound good,
Yeah.
like sonically at all. But I
Yeah.
thought that song was cool, and it was very like in the same pocket as More Power, More Pain.
Nice.
And so I was really into that. But yeah, this song sort of hit me completely out of nowhere, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know if I really like what you guys did here, but that's okay because I know only a few bands get together and are all like, "Well, what does Dan Terry think?"
Yeah.
So,
Right. Right.
Gideon's gonna be fine regardless of how I feel about it.
Yeah, yeah. And I interviewed Tyler for the last record cycle, and he's a giant sweetheart, and so, like, they're nice guys, and I hope it's a bit.
I really hope it's a bit too.